He's a Me Too victim there. That's absurd.
And everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway.
Blake Lively publicly erupts after her. Fellow celebrities expose the brutal truth about her past.
Blake Lively is not a good person, that she has proven herself not to be a kind.
Okay. From fiery onset drama to accusations that could tarnish her golden image, her facade of perfection is crumbling fast.
Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni cases likely won't settle before trial, and this is according to Justin's.
And to be honest, she's not ready for all this chaos.
All hell broke loose. She claims he sexual harassed her, and then by the time they premiered the movie, they weren't even speaking to each other. She made him stay in the basement, and Ryan Reynolds turned on him too. And then she claimed that he unleashed a bad PR campaign against.
Blake Lively has long been a name synonymous with elegance, charm, and effortless style, from her breakout role in Gossip Girl to her celebrated appearances on red carpets. Worldwide, she has crafted an image as Hollywood's golden girl.
There. That's absurd. She seems like kind of a jerk. Wow, she's like kind of a bully. She's rather mean. This guy who had, comparatively very little power was forced now to come out and tell the truth about Blake Lively.
Hollywood power couple Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and actor and director Justin Baldoni. The plot of this lawsuit is actually more interesting, I believe, than the film that they made.
In the world of Hollywood, where public image is everything, Blake has excelled in presenting herself as approachable yet aspirational. Her work in fashion has made her a staple on best dressed lists, and her perceived down-to-earth nature has earned her a loyal following. Fans have admired her for her apparent kindness and creativity, often hailing her as a trailblazer.
That she has proven herself not to be a kind person, okay? And that's largely due to the fact that she is a modern feminist, and so she has to create struggle where there just isn't any.
However, recent allegations paint a far less flattering picture, one that contrasts sharply with the persona she's worked so hard to maintain.
Blake Lively loves to do is tell on herself. So in a newly resurfaced interview from 2009 in Glamour magazine, Blake Lively opened up about how she tried to poison the cast of Gossip Girl against Penn Badger.
Stories have surfaced accusing Blake of manipulative behavior on set, particularly during her Gossip Girl days. Insiders claimed that her relationships with co-stars were not always as harmonious as they appeared on screen.
Come on, it was a joke. Lord have mercy.
That was a lot of information about cages, and I'm sorry, I was still thrown off by that.
But the controversy doesn't stop there. Blake's ventures outside of acting have also come under scrutiny, with several small creators alleging that she exploited their ideas without giving proper credit.
More sense when you're watching a show that there's not an obvious choice between good and evil. So she would seem like the obvious choice, but she's also got, flaws as well. But I think I'm just brunette because of the books.
And everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway.
These revelations are beginning to unravel the pristine image she has carefully cultivated, leaving fans shocked and the public divided.
Track record of being difficult to work with, from Armie Hammer, who got fired from Gossip Girl because he said during a dinner that she was a BIT.
Candace Owens recounts a story from her own experience as an intern at Glamour magazine back then. An editor reportedly told her that Blake Lively was the rudest person they had ever worked with. This anecdote directly clashes with Lively's public persona and raises questions about how much of her image is real and how much is a product of savvy pow.
It makes me feel incredibly fancy, and it also makes me feel very sad that this is not mine to keep, so put in a good word for me.
One of the most jarring accusations revolves around claims of creative theft. Several small designers and artists have stepped forward, accusing Blake of reaching out to them under fake names to inquire about their work, only to ghost them after receiving the information she needed. What's worse, these creators alleged that elements of their designs later appeared in Blake's public wardrobe, or personal projects without any acknowledgement or compensation.
That was a lot of information about cages, and I'm sorry, I was still thrown off by that.
She was like, wow.
Who else didn't want to act in a cage?
These accusations have sparked a growing backlash against Blake because she forget all boundaries when humiliating co-stars. Many artists and small business owners have expressed their frustration, saying that individuals with her level of influence should be lifting up emerging talent, not taking advantage of.
Sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor.
This backlash is also beginning to impact her public image. Once a symbol of empowerment, she now faces mounting criticism, with some accusing her of prioritizing her brand over ethical practices.
There's an article recently saying that Leighton and I were frenemies, and it's
frenemies. Is that the new term, frenemies?
Yeah, we're friends, but we're also enemies. And it's they see our characters on the show, and they want that to be true in a sense. I think they want everybody's characters in real life to emulate that. And it's really strange because they always want to pit women against each other. You don't hear about like Penn and Chase hating each other and being jealous.
This unraveling is significant, not only because it tarnishes her image, but also because it highlights a larger issue in Hollywood: the exploitation of smaller, less powerful voices in a time when people are increasingly demanding accountability from public figures. Blake's alleged actions are a stark reminder of the inequalities that persist even in industries that claim to celebrate creativity and collaboration.
Shows that she's the center of attention. She takes this opportunity that he has to train himself and prepare for a scene is somehow relating to her.
As more and more voices come forward, it's becoming clear that the cracks in Blake Lively's carefully crafted persona aren't just rumors, they're fault lines threatening to undo years of hard-earned goodwill. And while her fans might still cling to the image of Blake as America's sweetheart, these revelations suggest that her past is far from as flawless as it seems.
I want all the roles for me and only me. I want full control because I am a controlling bully.
This is just the beginning of what's turning into a public reckoning, and the consequences for Blake's career and legacy remain to be seen. Will she address these allegations head-on and take responsibility, or will she double down on the image she's worked so hard to protect? One thing is certain: the days of her squeaky clean reputation may be numbered.
I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film, and thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Yeah. Look at the body language experts analyzing this right now. How quickly do you...
Don't touch me.
Gossip Girl, the iconic show that gave us a front row seat to the glitzy and drama-filled lives of Manhattan's elite. But let's be honest, the real drama wasn't just on screen, it was happening behind the scenes too. Blake Lively, who played Serena Vanderwoodson, seemed every bit the golden girl on camera, but according to some reports, her reign as Queen Bee might have extended off-screen as well. And not in the fun, let's sip martinis and scheme kind of way.
It's very silly, but we all do get along very well, and it's upsetting that they have to do that to try to sell magazines. There's enough gossip on the show, just watch.
Let's start with Penn Badgley, Blake's co-star and real-life ex-boyfriend. Now, Penn is known for being low-key and reserved, a man who would probably prefer reading Kafka in a coffee shop over attending an industry party. While he hasn't spilled the tea outright, he's far too classy for that. Some of his past interviews have given us just enough to raise an eyebrow.
Takes place in a heightened reality a little bit. I think that a lot of the realism is lost in the sparkle, and it's meant to. You need that. You need that for the entertainment and the...
He's made cryptic comments about the challenges of working with certain personalities, and well, people have connected the dots. Let's just say that when Penn talks about navigating turbulent waters, he probably isn't referring to the East River.
It's like it is. I think it will always be negative in the end, but it starts out as a lot of times an innocent thing. People love to talk about other people. It's just natural. That's why they love to watch television.
Then, there's the alleged rivalry between Blake and Leighton Meester, who played Blair Waldorf on Cream. Their love-hate relationship gave the show its spark, but behind-the-scenes rumor has it the tension wasn't all scripted.
I met Blake. I worked with her husband Ryan several years ago, so I've met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And thought she seemed nice and little.
While Leighton was reportedly all about the work, showing up, nailing her scenes, and keeping it professional, Blake was allegedly more interested in leveraging the show as a stepping stone to Hollywood stardom. This difference in priorities is said to have created a palpable divide. Some crew members have whispered about icy stares and passive-aggressive comments that would make even Blair Waldorf blush.
We got the body language experts analyzing this right now. How quickly do you...
Don't touch me.
And let's not forget the reports of on-set dominance. Insiders claim Blake had a knack for steering things her way, whether it was nudging for better lighting, tweaking wardrobe choices, or ensuring her character always had the upper hand in storylines. While that might sound like ambition to some, others saw it as a little too much. It's like she took Serena's queen bee energy and dialed it up to 11.
On a set, I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say, but I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing and the costume design and creating
the show's dynamic, both on screen and off, was undeniably shaped by these alleged power plays. While the cast put on a united front for press tours and interviews, insiders say the behind-scenes vibe was often more awkward than a Dan Humphrey poetry reading. Fast forward a few years, and Blake is now taking on the big screen. With It Ends With Us, a movie adaptation of Colleen Hoover's wildly popular novel. But if you thought the drama was confined to the plot of the book, think again. According to whispers from the set, things got a little too spicy behind the camera, and not in the romantic way.
I really don't like this woman. I am so angered by her ability to think she can just take control and she knows better. Because of Justin's cut and a lot of stuff that happened, she realized they had to hit him.
Enter Justin Baldoni, Blake's co-star and the film's director. You'd think these two would be a dream team, Blake with her star power and charisma, and Justin with his heartthrob status and knack for heartfelt storytelling. But reports suggest their working relationship was less dream team and more who's in charge here.
She asked him herself to play Ryle in the movie, and things were great until Blake Lively.
Blake's input on the film went beyond just delivering her lines. She reportedly had strong opinions about the script, the direction, and even the dynamics of other characters. While having a collaborative spirit is great, some insiders felt her involvement veered into the territory of, well, overstepping.
And that what in fact happened was Justin didn't harass Blake. Blake was interested in wresting control of this movie away from Justin, who was the director and the producer. She was just an actress in it, and used threats and coercion and bullying.
One source claimed that Blake's demands led to several script changes, which didn't always sit well with the rest of the cast. Imagine preparing for a role only to have key scenes rewritten because one person thought it could be better. That's enough to make even the most patient actor's eye twitch.
Lively has proven, Ryan Reynolds has proven, to be actually the smartest in the room and was likely manipulating her. And it is likely, this is my guess.
And it wasn't just the cast feeling the strain. Crew members reportedly found themselves caught in the crossfire of Blake's alleged insistence on perfection, from lighting adjustments to last-minute wardrobe changes. Her requests are said to have slowed production on more than one occasion. One crew member was even overheard describing the set as walking on eggshells, with everyone trying to avoid stepping on Blake's toes.
I mean, it's wild, you know. I mean, not only Blake Lively. I mean, you're phenomenal, but also to be a young Lily.
I was like, I feel like that is a disservice too, because she's in the movie. She's not doing me. She's bringing herself.
Of course, Blake's defenders argue that she's simply passionate about her work and wants the best outcome for the film. And hey, maybe that's true, but when whispers about controlling behavior start circulating, it's hard not to wonder if there's more to the story.
Just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't.
The tension between Blake and Justin reportedly reached a peak during one particularly intense scene, according to insiders. Disagreements over how the scene should play out led to a heated exchange, with Blake allegedly pushing for changes that Justin felt compromised the story. While the details remain murky, one thing is clear: the set of It Ends With Us was anything but harmonious.
This is about that narrative that I think they instantly started spinning. I believe that they are going to be able to prove in court that this was her.
What's especially ironic about all this is that the film's central theme is resilience and finding strength through adversity. Yet if the rumors are to be believed, the production itself was a lesson in navigating conflict and power dynamics. Blake may have been the star, but her behind-the-scenes behavior has left many wondering if her bright light sometimes casts too long a shadow.
At that point in the film, she had already began to exert control over so many aspects of production, not just rewriting the script, but she had also taken over wardrobe, causing the wardrobe budget to go over by hundreds of thousands of dollars.
From Gossip Girl to It Ends With Us, it seems Blake Lively's career has been as dramatic off-screen as it has been on, while her talent and star power are undeniable. These stories raise questions about the cost of maintaining that golden girl image. As the saying goes, heavy is the head that wears the crown, or in this case, the tiara.